Today on Uncommonly Good MTG, we're playing mono red nuke. What does that mean? It means we're playing all red cards and Devilish Valet. Devilish Valet likes to take, what does it say? Anytime that a creature comes into play, the battlefield under your control, you double its power. And anytime you're doubling anything, that is fantastic. And we got the ability to put out lots of little dudes or a lot of little dudes every turn. If you think this sounds interesting, stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, and I used to think I was undecisive, but now I'm not so sure. Dr. Yukon, SuckIt. Yes, thank you. Filmed before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. Yukon, SuckIt. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, hosted by the MTGA-Assistant-Meta called Mono Red Wins, but I refer to it as Mono Red Nuke. So this is technically the deck that I found over there, but I had to make some changes to it. Some stuff was a little lopsided, and I had my own agenda for this particular deck. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go through this deck. We're going to talk about the cards that are in it and a little bit of how the deck should work. And then we're going to go out and we're going to crush some hopes and dreams. Before I get to that, I just want to talk about what was the inspiration here. So this morning I woke up, and what am I thinking about? I'm thinking about Devilish Valet. I'm thinking about Devilish Valet and Song of Totentanz and how great those two cards would go together. Why is that? Because this guy doubles his power every time another creature enters the battlefield under your control. And this one allows you to just dump a bunch of creatures into the battlefield under your control. A bunch. So that means if I were to put out two guys, this guy would go from a 1 to a 2 and then a 2 to a 4. If I would put out four guys, he's going to go 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. 16. Now, let's just pretend that if Kumano came out, and then on the next turn I put out Devilish Valet, he becomes a 2, and then I put out four guys. Then he goes from 4, or he goes from 2 to 4. Then he goes from 4 to 8. He goes from 8 to 16, and 16 to 32. Which means that by turn 5, I can have a dude coming in with trample and 32 points of damage. So yeah, that's the nuke. That is our Boros nuke right there. Now, not Boros nuke. That's our regular nuke. I've just been saying Boros nuke for so long. It's hard to say a mono red nuke. So anyways, I was looking for, I said, let's go find some decks that are doing that. There's some stuff. I ran across this deck, Mono Red Wins, and it had a red cap gutter dweller in it. I played it. It was good. But I ended up pulling him out entirely, and I ended up shifting some stuff around. We had 4 Play with Fires. That 2 points of damage was not enough, so I ended up splitting it between Play with Fire and Lightning Strike. I ended up putting in more Devilish Valets because the original deck only had 1 of them in there. I made it up to 2. We got Reckless Stormseeker up to 2 from 1, Squee up to 2 from 1, and then this thing came with Urabrask Forge. I'm just like, man, how can I not play it? It's got 3 Urabrask Forges in it. So this deck looks like perfection to me, just because it's mono red aggro with Devilish Valet, Song of Totentanz, Urabrask Forge. It's just a beautiful masterpiece of a deck for my inner mono red goblin loving inner child. All right, so let's take a look at the cards. What do we got? We got a dude that comes out with haste, and then when he dies, you put out a black rat. You got a guy that does a point of damage and then puts out a popo counter on whatever comes out next. And it comes out as a hasty 2/2. Monstrous Rage pumps things up for a turn, but then gives it into a monster enchantment, which gives it trample and popo. Let's see. Phoenix Chick is flying haste. Play with Fires, 2 points of damage. Song of Totentanz, you throw out a bunch of rats. Charming Scoundrel's got 3 different things you could do, but usually you use it for the wicked roll. Feldon, he's just a hasty 2/2, but when he dies, however much damage is dealt, whenever damage is dealt to him, you exile that many cards, and then you can play them until the end of your next turn. So he's kind of a card draw guy. Lightning Strike does 3 points of damage. We've already talked about Devilish Valet. Furnace Reins lets you take somebody else's creature, untap it, and then use it to attack them. And you get a treasure token when it's all said and done. Stormseeker gives things haste at the beginning of combat. Usually it's self to start off with, and after that, whoever you feel like. And he can wolf out, become a 3/4 rather than just a 2/3. And instead of passing out +1/+0, it passes out +2/+0 and trample in haste rather than just haste. Reckless Stormseeker is a fantastic card just by itself. I'm glad it's in here. Squee jumps out, and every time it attacks, you put out another goblin. So therefore, if you had Devilish Valet, you play Squee, you're going to be having 2 board hits, which is going to double it. Brass Forge puts out a guy every turn, which causes Devilish Valet to trigger. The hard part about Devilish Valet is keeping Devilish Valet alive. That's the hardest part. So, because if you ever see Devilish Valet on the board, you have to kill it. There's nothing else about it. It has to die immediately. This puts out 2 spirit tokens. As you can see, we have the ability to pump into Devilish Valet crazy. Now, the good news, if Devilish Valet dies or never shows up, you still got a really good deck that does a lot of really good stuff by putting out a lot of dudes. It's all aggro, it's all tokens, it's all little dudes. It's not a bunch of super damage at one time, except for Devilish Valet. But you know what? Mono red aggro, that's the way you do it. All right, so that's it. Before we go out and do our damage, let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of our heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentation of the women. All right, playing against TB 5000. 2 mana. All right. It's a lot of spit coming out of that mouth. That's the funny part. Somebody made that bear picture and said, you know, we need a lot of saliva. Lots more saliva. I used to not really understand what Feldon could do. I didn't like his art, number one. But the fact that when he takes damage, you get to draw cards, that is pretty sweet. Ooh, what do I want to do? Devilish Valet. I think this guy is not going to be able to handle it. I mean, he absolutely has the ability to have creature removal up there. The question is, he recognizes Devilish Valet as being a big problem or not. Nope, he's just going for that crap. And I'll put an extra guy in. Doesn't make a difference which one. And then it's Wicked Roll it. Yeah, right there. Nope. I guess you can only have one. Alright, that's fine. You gonna double up on her? You can't block trample, man. Alright, don't wipe the board. Ah, there you go. Winner, winner. Cheese and dinner. Victory! Alright, playing against DaveYF. YF, that is the question. Yep. Alright, got the Totentanz. Oh no. Play mono black discard. What a horror show. Thinking, so I give up the Stormseeker next? Oh good, he's just going up to kill him. Get in there, my hasty boys. Hopefully he'll waste all of his stuff on Stormseeker. I got my combo right there. Perfect. Okay, don't be killing our pal, the Devilish Valet, because you need to die next turn. Leave it alive. Leave it alive. Leave it alive. Don't kill it. Oh, you stupid jerk. We're just going to have to swarm like swarm. That's how you were going to die right there. Song of Totentanz. Get him! Yeah, chomps. Why don't you do a little dance there? Good job. All right, he's up to 5. Do you have any creatures to get rid of? You don't. Oh, you do. You got creatures to get rid of there. I can't believe I have to play that card. Come on, man. And all in. I mean, every card we've had is useful. The problem is we're playing against Mono Black Kill, and all of our good dudes got nailed. At least we got some shots in. All right, time to Totentanz again for 5 this time. Oh, he's down to 2. Up to 3. Come on, don't waste them. You got 6. I just got to get 3 guys through. That's all there's to it. Totentanz for the win. Come on, we can do it. You can pee your pants. There we go. Potty pants. Victory. All right, we were playing against Bill T, 73. Bill T, if that's the year you were born in, that's kind of a boring name, my friend. Yeah, Phoenix Chick, sure. I know you might think this is the most boring deck in the world, but it's not. It's Mono Red Nuke. Mono Red Nuke. Trick or treat. Ooh, Furnace Reins. It's always fun. Furnace Reins is the fun that's funny. I'll do it. I'll trade out. All right, you want to just give up on... Yeah, there you go. Give it up, yo. Yeah, Furnace Reins is best suited... Oh. That's not great. This is the kind of deck will die from that kind of thing. Alright, can we win the game by doing things the crazy way now? Let's see. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's just Totentanz it. What do I got there? 4, 5. Let's put out 4 of these guys. I will save it up. We'll grab the Obliterator on his next turn there. On our turn, I should say. Do I need to? Yeah, to pay. Sure. Come on. We can do it. Down to 1 damage. And there we go. The game's over. Mon Red Nuke wins again. Victory. Alright, we're playing against KillChef. That avatar has the worst case of heartburn I've ever seen. Alright, Feldon is legendary. In we go. Alright, next turn we put out a Stormseeker. Dead. Let's do it, my hasty friends. This guy's trying to Grixis me to death. You think you could just control us, huh? It's quite possible you can. Alright, do I got 4 in there? Oh, I got plenty in there. One, two, three, 4. I declare Thumb War. Alright, Squee! Every good red aggro deck needs to have goblins. And you can tell what that is. Jace, okay. Ah, 6, huh? Can't believe I had to waste a whole turn taking out a stupid planeswalker. This might be, okay, this might be more than we can handle. This game's kind of gone on too long. If he could play Breach the Multiverse, I see why. He's gotten this thing out. That's fine. I mean, it sucks. We're going to have to just ram against it as hard as we can now. Hopefully our pal Feldon will do some cool stuff. Absolutely. Well, you're welcome back, Phoenix Chick. Welcome back. Alright, all those guys are dead. All my guys are alive. Alright, good. Alright, apparently he didn't have it. Victory! Alright, we're playing against WadHercle. WadHercle. Alright, let's keep this. I'm fairly certain we get to the 3rd mana. And there it is, right on time. All in. This is a really dark ring. I don't see the inscriptions. Alright, turn 3, we'll do Urbas Forge. Guy's just trying to lay it out. Alright, down to 12. We get out Devilish Valet on the next turn. Hopefully we'll do something different. I'd like to put out Kumano and then Devilish Valet. This guy's starting to get a lot of mana, though. I don't think he can care for that. Looks like it's both of them then. Pump! Get him up to a 2. There you go. He's a double. He's a 2. Alright, he's got Lightning Strike for 3, which means he's got to get 2 more points. I think Gorebrass Forge will do that enough for us. Yeah, you don't have the mana to save yourself, I don't think. And we win! Winner, winner, victory dinner! Alright, and we're playing against PrincessCakeBoy. I bet you they lost a bet. Let's pick that name. Keep. What do we got up here? Alright, I'm cool. Let's send out the S-Excavator. Don't be doing anything kooky here. Alright, Cake Boy. Come on, man. All attack. There you go. It's only 2. You got 18 more to go. Let's hope that we can pick up another mana. Maybe got what we asked for. As Merchant used to say, magic is easy when you get what you ask for. That's a heavy hitting mother effer. Let's clear the deck a little bit there. I had to pay 2 to get it out there. That's just nasty. I'm going to hold back on my creatures. This is my problem here, is that I think that he's going to wipe the board. Now, please don't have the ability to protect it yet again. And he does. Alright, I'm just going to have to go crazy at this point. That's it for me. Let's just pass it all around. Therefore, whatever he does, that thing's going to die. He's got to block it. He can block 1. Alright, there we go. He has nothing to put it on, so he can't keep himself alive. You can get rid of that enchantment. Good for you. There we go. I just have to slip one guy past you. And I got at least 2 coming through. And the game's over. Like no one has ever seen before. Victory! Alright, so we are with Mono Red NUKE. And oh my god, this was such an incredible deck. It was so beautiful. and it doesn't have our prowess boy, the Monastery Swiftspear, in it. That guy, I gotta say I love him, but the problem is he is played constantly to the point where I think he's a little too cliche. But his value is just so good. In this deck, though, I love the fact that he's not in here and that we focus on the NUKE capability, and it is so good. Devilish Valet is just so incredible, and your ability to pump him with this deck is so good. The fact that this deck only has 3 of them in there, if anything, that might be a mistake. We might want to bring this thing up to 4, just because we need to have more Devilish Valets. So, and I don't know, I like Boros NUKE. I love Boros NUKE. I've been playing that forever. We went through like 6 versions of it or something, and then I just sort of stopped for a while. Today I was like, I'm playing Boros NUKE again. You know what I found today? Mono Red NUKE. There we go. And it was fantastic. All right, let's see. Who was the MVP? Who was the most valuable player? I mean, it was obviously Devilish Valet. Because Devilish Valet is that secret trick that wins you the game. He's the giant explosion. He is the nuke that wins the game. But so many other cards in here deserve honorable mention. Song of Totentanz. I mean, that's the combo it's the reason why I looked at this deck to start off with. I was trying to find something to play Song of Totentanz and Devilish Valet together with. Great. Monstrous Rage on Devilish Valet. Fantastic. Urabrask's Forge, just to provide that extra dude every turn that's going to guarantee a doubling up of Devilish Valet. It's okay. I just love Urabrask's Forge, though. That's the thing. The fact that we got so many incredibly cheap creatures between, from Feldon and Charming and Phoenix Chick and Harried Spearguard and all of those Song of Totentanz dudes to just be able to plow them out to be able to get Devilish Valet going up big time. Love it. And then Furnace Reins is just such a hilarious card. I'm sorry, I'm just talking about how great all the cards are. But anyways, MVP is Devilish Valet. Congratulations, Valet. You are going to Disneyland. All right, was this deck competitive? Yeah, it's 100% wins. Now, I only played it 6 times, but I won 6 out of 6. Straight up. This deck is an aggro deck, and everybody had such a hard time keeping up with it. It's got tricks. It's, between the lightning strikes, the Monstrous Rage, the play with fire. It's not much in there. And the Furnace Reins, right? That's able to make things a little weird for your people to keep up with. And then you guys all have haste, and they're just jumping out there, and it's just an over-oppressive, wave of just pure damage and horror. With Devilish Valet being able to nuke it up, it is perfection. So I thought this deck at 100% was fantastic. Number 2, was it fun? I can't stop talking about how much I love this deck. It was so fun. Yeah, 100%. Man, this deck was so good. From start to finish, I enjoyed every single turn. Let's see, was this deck interesting? Some people are going to say, snore, this was not interesting. It's just mono red aggro. No, it's not, man. It's not mono red aggro. There's a lot of mono red aggro cooked into it. Yeah, sure. Play with Fire, Lightning Strike, Feldon, Charming, Phoenix Chick, Monstrous Rage, Kumano. All of that is mono red aggro. Squee, mono red aggro. But you know it isn't? It's Devilish Valet, Harried Spearguard, Urabrask's Forge, Song of Totentanz. That is a big additional something else topped right onto this thing. By the way, I'm just making up words, apparently. And, that makes this a completely different deck, and it makes it a very interesting deck because it is not your standard meta deck right now. What's great about it is that it is the aggro deck, but it's got that gigantic finish that the aggro deck doesn't normally have, to where you can finish this thing on turn 4 if you get the right cards. Getting Devilish Valet out and then coming in on the next turn with the Song of Totentanz. Especially if Kumano has put that extra token onto Devilish Valet. So therefore you start off, you're duplicating at 2 rather than 1. Man, it just gets so incredible. All right, so let's add... It's an A+ deck, okay, but let's add it up. Is it competitive? Yes. Is it fun? Yes. I mean, that's like fun plus, competitive plus. Is it interesting? Yeah, I'm going to give this a standard check because it's got a big bunch of mono red aggro, but still, it is an interesting deck. So this is an A+ deck. In fact, I'm going to call it an A++ deck. And as I'm required by the United Nations Council to indicate, this deck is so choice. I would highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. Alright, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later.